I've worked with Kenneth Feld for many years, and because he sensed that there was something different in this material, he also sensed that he needed a new and different production team.
One skater that since I saw him in the 1980 Olympics that's always stood out in my mind was Robin Cousins.
I would like to think that a lot of the skating, in fact, helps the story along. And I think the dialogue, the skating, and the music go hand in hand very well.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and...
You know, teaching new moves and new maneuvers and things, you need to be able to sort of put it in a format that they will understand, that they can see it in color in their brain before they're trying it.
What Robin ultimately has done is to take the human qualities of the film and perfectly translate them onto the ice.
He's got so much music, so much choreography in his head.
I then made a call to Frank Krenz, and I thought he would be the perfect costume designer for this show.
I took on this project because it was an opportunity for pure design, and you don't get those pure opportunities very often. We could invent something. We began the process of designing it by going back to some original sources, to the books that the movie was based on, and looked at the original illustrations for that. Designing the costumes for Munchkinland was the biggest challenge. It scared me the most and ended up being the most fun because we don't have little people with us. Kenneth Feld said, change the shape of them.
Now the witch is dead, witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, sleepyhead, rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead.
The Munchkinland scene has to put a smile on everybody's face. It is the happiest scene I've ever seen in a show in my life.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkinland.
Frank came up with colors and shapes and designs that are humorous. The skaters, when they put them on the first time, were literally laughing. And the things that Robin and I wanted them to do as Munchkins, the costumes were making them do.
Costumes are definitely a character, particularly in an ice show. They're not only a character, they're scenery.
Ouch! What do you think you're doing?
Well, I was hungry, and did you just
She
say...
was hungry, but how would you like to have someone come along and pick something off of you?
Oh, dear. I keep forgetting I'm not in Kansas.
I'll show you how to get apples. Come along, Dorothy. You don't want any of those apples.
Are you hitting my apples on what they ought to be?
Oh, no. It's just that she doesn't like little green worms.
Oh, yeah?
Well, give you little green worms, you.
Watch this.
You can't do that to me. I'll show you.
You
can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Hooray!
Oh, it's a man. A man made out of tin.
What?
The Tin Man costume has lots of different elements to it, made by all sorts of artisans. There's a hand-painted unitard on the inside, all sorts of latex and foam applications on the outside, and prosthetics on his face, as well as makeup, and he still has to be able to skate.
The next situation was to get a set design that took us into the year 2000 with The Wizard of Oz.
Step forward, Tin Man.
Whoa! It's me.
You dare to come to me for a heart, do you? You clinking, clanking, clattering collection of collisionist junk?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. You see, a while back, we were walking down the yellow brick road.
Quiet! And you, Scarecrow, have the effrontery to ask for a brain, you billowing bale of bovine fodder?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, Your Excellency. I mean, Your Wizardry.
Enough! And you, lion.
So I went to Mark Fisher, who did the Rolling Stones, Voodoo Lounge Tour, and REM, and Pink Floyd, and a lot of these rock and roll groups, and he had never done a show anything like this.
Kenneth wanted it to be different, but he had a very clear idea of what different meant. He wanted it to be more three-dimensional, meaning something which takes the show more out onto the ice.
Look over there. Look at one. It's Dorothy. Come on. Wait, quiet. There are guards everywhere. Dorothy.
Huh? What?
Dorothy, it's us.
Toto!
Did they hurt you?
Oh, Lion, darling, I knew you'd come.
Dorothy.
I knew you would.
Hurry, we've got no time to lose.
Going so soon. I wouldn't hear of it. Why, my little party is just beginning.
It's one thing to make a great fancy set and put it on Broadway for 2-3 years, but it's another thing to make a set that is assembled for 4 days and in a very specific amount of time has to open on the next Tuesday for a whole other audience in a whole other city. And he was able to do that.
This is a show that I could really enjoy doing because it's combining fantasy with, particularly in the Emerald City, this very architectural idea. And so the opportunity of designing a kind of little fantasy city, the Emerald City, was actually a real attraction.
Good people of Oz, I'm about to embark upon a hazardous journey into the outer stratosphere. And I hereby declare that until that time that I return...
Toto, come back! Oh, don't go without me!
Help! The balloon ruined my exit!
Oh, come back!
I don't know how it works.
No!